our look to it is not going to be equal. And you may have examples, you know. In my mind, I have examples for people, they look for the wealth as a very important one. The other look at the beauty or the family name or whatever. So this differs. I cannot give definite answer for everyone. Yani here, you should answer yourself according to your priorities, you know, and how do you look to this way of relation that you are going to build with this woman. Yes.
I think what Roman Nawaz was trying to say,
yes.
Could you elaborate on the fact how could you take in the family? We don't actually understand the category. In what sense?
Family?
Yes.
What I mean by it?
Yes.
I think it's quite obvious here. Yes, this is what we want to...
Yeah, what I was trying to get is that these four list factors don't include some other things that we know to be very important.
Like what?
Like the fertility of the person in question.
What do you mean by this?
Another hadith for some married women who are fertile.
Okay, fertility. Okay, we'll come through this, you know. In many occasions, how we are going to know this? Because her mother is fertile? Cannot be. How are we going to know it? It's difficult. I'm going to touch on it, you know, because this has been described in another hadith. So I try to memorize or to remember all hadiths of that regard, of the descriptions of male and female. Inshallah, I'll try, but for sure I'm going to miss some of them. And thank you to reminding me. Anyway, okay. Yeah, family. I'm going to explain shortly what do you mean by this. Listen to this question and answer it, okay? Imam Anwar al-Awqi stated that a man who suppresses his anger at the time of an argument with his wife is rewarded greatly in Jannah, is rewarded a hur, right? You know the meaning of hur? You don't know? Oh. It's a significant part of your life. You know? What is a woman rewarded if she suppresses her anger in the same situation? For sure that she is not going to be granted a reward by hur, right? No doubt about it. Yes or no? No or yes? No, she is not going to be rewarded. Okay, right. We may not be specific about all answers, you know, or know all facts, you know, about this, you know. But what I remember that this hadith is not only for the wife and toward the wife. Anyone suppress his anger whenever or wherever or with whomever is going to be rewarded this reward. This not only confined to the wife, you know. This is, as a matter of fact, the reward of suppressing anger, in general speaking. That's what I remember the hadith, is as such. Okay. So, if the woman is going to suppress her anger, you know, not necessarily only toward her husband, you know, but with any situation or position, namely with her friend, with her child, with her neighbor, or whatever, you know, for sure she is going to be rewarded by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And you know much better than me this description and praise in Quran al-Kareem, al-Kadhimin al-Ghayz. Who are al-Kadhimin al-Ghayz? This includes males and females, the one who suppress. or repress his ghadab, his anger, they are going to rewarded what? أولئك جزاؤهم مغفرة, be forgiven by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. وجنات تجري من تحتها الأنهار خالدين فيها ونعم أجر العاملين. I think this is more than what we want, or we look forward to have as a reward, And anyone who repress his anger, I think there's hadith, I'm not quite sure about it, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is not going to be angry with him anytime. Okay? It's not going to show him the ghadab from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala toward himself. How important is here raising up two factors, maturity and intelligence? Anyone has answer to this? Because if we are going to go on, in this matter, for sure we are going to have a long list, no doubt about it. And I highly respect all of this list, But what's the answer to this? For sure, we should look at maturity, we should look at intelligence, we should look at grade. This is university graduated, the other one is, elementary school, and many other matters. All this count. But what's the answer to it? Yes?
Is it the fact that you have to bear in mind that all relations will be through Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala?
Yes, for sure, no doubt about it. But what I want to say, these other factors, they are not important all the time. Okay? These four factors, they are important for marriage. The other factors, they are not as such. And this may be considered as personal thing. Okay? Some people, they may consider it as very important thing, the other they may not. I'm sorry to say this, this out of my experience. I got married to a very young girl, and I traveled to United States, which was really a strong test against her, And everyone at that time advised me not to marry a young one because of that purpose, Alhamdulillah, she ended to be in very good shape, without any problem. May other person doesn't look at it in this particular. For me, it wasn't a problem at all. Well, perhaps we had some problem, some difficulty one day, but it wasn't something that interfered deeply, in our relation or whatever. Okay. Again and again, these factors that you mentioned some of them, or the other may mention others, may be important for some people. Why I cannot deny these factors, because now in my mind I know about one of my friends, who look at beauty and religion and other things, and he did not look at the degree of education in his wife, and he used to live with his mother and other brothers, who had wives, the other brothers, they have wives, and whenever they sit together, his woman sounds as if arrogant among them, They start speaking, apparently they are too scientific, these people, They start speak about sciences or some highly educated thing, And this poor woman among themselves, sound as if she is illiterate, she doesn't know anything, even though she is beautiful and she is whatever, and his marriage really failed after that. He failed out of this purpose and out of this reason, This was the reason. So again, you may have many other factors that may play a role in some situation, in some condition, should be looked, but this I consider it as a sporadic cases, not as a general rule. It may work in many occasions, it may fail in many occasions, and this is our fate or our predestination in this life, Whenever you want to do anything, you try your best to make it sounds good for you, and then you should ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to make it work for you, and in many occasions you are going to be successful. In some occasions you may be flunk there, and fail to have the right decision about it. But again, from my viewpoint, I may be mistaken. This matter of maturity or equal in age or degree or high degree of the, education or whatever, it may work in some occasion, but it's not important in all cases. Other questions? Time to let me emphasize about, you said family. Okay. This plays significant role sometimes, okay? When you have different background of people, or different ranks or whatever. Even though in our Islam we don't believe in it, in front of Allah we are equal completely in that regard. But whenever you have people come from different background of different culture or different rank, they may have differences between themselves that is going to affect their relation badly sometimes, okay? That's why you should look at this factor. And that's why I think we read it in the fiqh of marriage, comparability, when they mentioned about kafa'a, and one part of it, the lineage and the other things, Why? Because of this matter of consideration. This should be looked, Yani, when you have this strong love about towards someone or whatever, you may not feel it as important as you may feel, but later on, after a few years, even your view is going to be changed, and you may have some threatening to your relation with that woman. Still have some time. Stable background. What's the meaning of stable background? What do they mean by fixed? That good one or bad one? I don't know. Here we are speaking about you need a consultant, on marriage. I'm not that good at it, to tell you about this fact and other fact, Just I'm going by the broad lines, which I'm trying to understand part of it, but I'm sorry, I'm not an expert. Perhaps they should find a more experienced person to speak with you about this relation. Yes?
It's allowed for a man to marry women from people of the book using Christian acts, but in the environment that we live in today, is it correct to say that is not permissible in this environment because of what you mentioned earlier?
That's right. Yes. Yes. Yes.
Before you received the written letter, sir, you said there may be some problems. I didn't catch the background to the statement you concluded with. It may cause problems in
different families, you mean, or different land, or different socio-economic background.
Perhaps all those things.
Yes, we are speaking about families, and whatever, Here, for sure, especially in our environment, and when you are going to have interference from everyone, this may be as a negative thing, or something that is going to affect your marriage, on the long run, When you are newly married, you are just looking for beauty and love and whatever, you know, you may not feel it as important as it should be. But later on, after a few years, when the beauty is gone away and the love is not as hot as usual, you know, these things start to show up more strongly. And that's why you should look from all aspects and for the rest of your life. You are not living for 1 year or 2 years, you know. That's why whenever you want to choose a woman, you know, as a partner, you should look in that aspect that this is going to share my life to the rest of my life. And for that, I'm not going to look at her description or about her personality for few years. I should look at all factors that make this continue for me for a long time. I think we'll stop here. Time for prayer. Sallallahu alaihi wa sallam.